It's LeGarrette Blunt here, man, 3-time Super Bowl champion. I just want to give you a shout out to the YouTube channel, MicroMike, man. Keep on talking everything Detroit Lions, and I just got to remind you, man, happy wife, happy life.
What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy, Mr. MicroMike, and today I want to talk about this idea that Detroit Lions is a small market and the excuses that are made by the legacy media. Before I get to the video, if you ain't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Hit the bell for all my notifications and subscribe to everyone in the ISN, and let's get it. You know, I'm really frustrated when it comes to the legacy media and their absolute lying narrative that they bring upon our Detroit Lions, our city, and everything that goes upon with it. They say that Detroit is a small market, yet when I was in Europe, Detroit stuff repped there. When I was in South America, Detroit Lions stuff repped there. Jamaica, Mexico, it was repped there. We got fans all over the world in Detroit. I was there. I purchased products in Mexico about the Detroit Lions. Wearing gear. They already knew who the Detroit Lions were. Detroit Lions have been a franchise in the NFL for a long time. One of the longest tenured franchises in the NFL. You have fans that are 80, 90 years old still repping Detroit. And they've been a fan and been through it all for a long time. It's an idea that is not correct. This idea that Detroit doesn't have a big fan base. Surprisingly, Detroit sells out stadiums even when we're not doing good. They still do well. The ratings do well. This idea, small market, is not correct. Because look at other teams that have a quote-unquote a small market. The Green Bay Packers, they quote-unquote have a small market, yet they're talked about a lot on the legacy media. They sure are. Miami Dolphins, a quote-unquote's got a small market. Yeah, you hear about them a lot. What is the teams they talk about? Let's get into that. The New York Giants, the Dallas Cowboys, the Los Angeles Rams. The big, quote-unquote, big market teams, right? That's who they talk about all the time. That's what we hear about. Really? What's the difference between us and them? Detroit is a blue-collar city, a blue-collar team. A team that is built around citizens who are straight blue-collar, working in the Ford Motor Company, working extremely hard to bring a dollar to their family's lifestyle, to bring food upon their plate. That is, I feel, the reason they don't talk about us has nothing to do with this quote-unquote small market. I have it because the media is completely fake. They're fake. How are they fake? What do we hear about the media? They always say, we root for the blue collar. We root for the working class. We root for the small man. Yet, they talk about the other cities all the time more than us. Detroit went through bankruptcy. And it is built upon individuals who work extremely hard, 12-hour days to put food on their plate. You don't hear about multi-millionaires everywhere. It's not a glorified place, you know, going down in downtown Detroit. It's built upon individuals who work extremely hard to feed their family, extremely hard to pay their bills. It's not known as, you know, Hollywood. It's not known as New York. It's not known as Manhattan. It's not known as that. It's known as individuals that do everything they can simply to provide for their family. The Lions haven't won as much as the Cowboys. They don't win unless they cheat. The Giants haven't won in a while. Dolphins ain't won in a while. Yet they talk about our team like it's just the most irrelevant team. When you look at the other teams, they haven't won in a long time as well. Yet they talk about them all the time. They don't talk about Detroit. When Detroit is the backbone of this country, Detroit is the backbone of this country. Folks, the Industrial Revolution. Detroit. Migration from the south to the north for freedom. Detroit. Multiculturalism. Detroit. Multi-religion. Detroit. Doesn't matter upon your race. Detroit. That's Detroit. Detroit is America in a nutshell. But the reason they don't talk about us is not because about, small markets, because the legacy media is fake, because they don't do what they preach. They preach that they're all about the working class. They're all about the family man. I'm not talking politics, folks. I'm not into that political stuff. Okay? I'm talking about individuals, and it doesn't matter if it's right or left. It doesn't matter. The legacy media is filled with all of them, but they're all fake. They are all fake. They don't really practice what they preach, and that's frustrating. And that's why I support all Lions YouTubers, all content creators, because our voice needs to be heard. To tell these people, knock your fakeness up. We understand what's taking place, folks, and we're tired of you. We're tired of you, media. We're tired of you, fake media. We're tired of it. We see through it. You need to start talking about our city. You need to start talking about our state. You need to start talking about our franchise in a much better light. Because you guys are fake. And it's not real. It's not. The United States would not be in the spot it is now if it wasn't for Detroit, the hardworking men and women that literally put hours and hours on end to get the Industrial Revolution going, to put out vehicles and weaponry for World War II, to have the women that worked in those factories while the men were overseas, fighting for your country. That's Detroit. And yet, we are mocked and saying it's because of a small market. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And I don't care what they say about Detroit. I don't care how bad they want to mock us. I'm still going to rep Detroit, and I hope everyone out there does as well, because I support you. Even if you're not a Lions fan, if you're in a city where it's similar to Detroit, where they mock your team or they mock your city because you're a blue-collar worker, I support you. We're in this fight together. We're not elitists. We're not millionaires. We are here as one collective, one pride, fighting against that garbage. And that's why I love this movement. That's why I love ISN. That's why I love what's taking place. A movement against the bad narrative taking place. With this said, folks, tomorrow night, it is my birthday, and the One Pride podcast is on my channel. It's going to be lit. Everything King is going to be involved. It's going to be absolute fun. It's going to be lit, and we're going to rep Detroit the way it should be. And if you're ready for excitement, if you're ready for some explosive fun, be on my channel tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be hot. Let's get it.